Hey family, I am Dorothy Harris and welcome back to my channel. We talk about all things business, wealth, and lifestyle. If you're looking for entrepreneurial tips, ways to build more wealth, or hey, you just want to have some fun and adventure, this is the channel for you. Don't forget to like and go ahead and click that subscribe button. I can't wait to journey with you. Hi guys, I am Dorothy Harris and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things business, wealth building, and a lifestyle, and of course, real estate and mortgage origination, as I am a Michigan licensed realtor and loan officer. So today's video is actually going to be a lifestyle video. I'm super excited. I know I always talk a lot about wealth building, how to make extra money, how to buy real estate, get financing. So today's video is going to be different. I'm super ecstatic. I'm actually going to share more about my lifestyle. I absolutely love to travel. I have not been able to travel much, but don't worry, we're getting there. Right now, I'm kind of like in that grind mode. If you know, you know. It's like you're just busy. Obviously, I'm a real estate agent as well. So in my business, I have to be super present, of course, for my clients. So as far as traveling, I do travel, just not as much as I used to. So I'm super excited to kind of get back more into traveling, which I definitely feel is going to be coming soon. Now, this particular was not really like a trip, but it ended up being like a trip, if that makes sense, because I actually studied abroad in Ghana. Yes, I studied abroad in West Africa. This was honestly a minute ago. This was actually about 5 years ago. I'll say 5 or 6 years ago. It was my first time visiting Africa. I studied abroad. I was there for about a month, and it was the best time ever. When I tell you, Ghana is probably one of the most beautifulest places I've ever been. It was so cultured. It was just everything for me. Definitely an eye-opener as well, and just kind of helped me like just be grateful. You know, obviously I feel like in America we're way more developed, and obviously it's a third world country, so you know, it's not as developed. It's a developing country, but it's not as developed, of course, it's like in America. So it was just, you know, it was good to go there, to learn to be more grateful, and to also just be around people who are just so pure, authentic, and just amazing. So I'm super excited to share details. I'm going to be popping in pics and videos for you guys so you can kind of see what I was up to when I was there. What I'm gonna do is just share my favorite part about me traveling to Ghana, and then I'm gonna go ahead and insert some clips of some cool things to do there, and some cool regions that I actually was able to visit. So the highlight of my Ghana trip, I'd have to say, was a couple of things. Honestly, I cannot pick just one. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't just pick one. The first thing would definitely have to be, for me, the nightlife. I will be completely honest. When I went to Ghana, actually, my birthday took place while I was there studying abroad, and I just remember being so sad that I wouldn't be able to share and celebrate my birthday with family and friends. I kind of felt like, oh, I'm going to be studying things, like I'm going to be learning, but no, it was actually kind of like me learning, but also me learning business and culture, but also me traveling and really being able to partake in like the touristy things as well. And I just will not ever forget my birthday. I went to a like club, and I was like, wow, okay, there's just cool clubs there. Like, okay, cool. We get to kind of experience like touristy stuff and nightlife. And I just remember the music being amazing. There was great food, drinks. And before you knew it, guys, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. When people found out it was my birthday, they were such nice people. I had like 100 drinks at my table. So it was great. Like, people just were like, oh my God, it's your birthday. You're spending it here in our country. Like, we want to make sure you enjoy it. It was such a great feeling, right? Like, I feel like I was more celebrated there than at home. It was just great people and great vibes. So I had a lot of drinks, I'll be honest, and it was probably one of the best birthdays and most memorable birthdays, honestly, to this date. So I have to say, definitely one of my favorite things was definitely the nightlife, and you know, definitely having fun in the nightlife. Nice music. Again, people and food and drinks, and just a good time where you can dance and, you know, enjoy and celebrate, and just have a good time. So number one would definitely have to be the nightlife. The second thing I would say would have to be, this was one of the most emotional portions for me. But it was also beautiful. I don't know if you have heard of Cape Coast Castle. It actually was a slave castle. And I think for a lot of the African Americans who studied abroad with me, I think we were more emotional, of course, about it than anybody, of course. Just kind of really being in the root of our ancestry and our history was really emotional, especially to be in a place where literally slaves were being held hostage. Like, it was tears, it was a lot of emotions just flowing, and to be present in that moment was just like unreal. It was like, oh my God, like I'm here in a big part of my history and ancestry, and you know, your heart hurts a little bit for, you know, the things that happen in our history. So the reason why it was one of my favorites, because I think it really dawned on me of how important history is and how it's important to show gratitude to, you know, people in our culture, and also in African American culture and African culture, and also just our ancestry. You know, it's important to know that and to be grateful for the times we're in now. They're definitely not where they should be, but they've come a long way. And so I definitely wanted to show gratitude there, and just, you know, be in that moment, be present, pray, and, you know, make sure other people, you know, knew about that experience, and hopefully more people will be able to travel and have that experience and really see a part of how monumental that history was and how it carries into today, but how it's also evolved. As well. And so that was probably my favorite. I think also just alongside of the castle was this beautiful piece of water that was breathtaking. And I took a lot of photos that I'll also insert as well. So you'll see Cape Coast as well. If you go to Ghana, you have to go to Cape Coast, and you have to go to the Cape Coast Castle as well. It definitely will be a historical great place to go to. Maybe emotional for some as well, but it has to be. You have to see it. That would be my second. I would say a part of that, like I said, with visiting the Cape Coast Castle, the water is breathtaking there. Like, oh my God, I took so many pictures because I was just like, wow, this is so beautiful and so peaceful. It was probably one of the most peaceful places I've ever been, like in life, amongst the water. Just a big, beautiful piece of water. So definitely make sure you check out those pictures. If you are still with me, go ahead and like and subscribe. You're gonna love it here. Stay tuned, because I'm about to give you a glimpse of what Ghana looked like. It was beautiful, so stay tuned. But that would definitely be my second, and of course my third. Okay, so as you can see, I'm ranking now because I cannot just pick one thing. That's how beautiful it was. My third would have to be, I'm gonna say, a mixture of two things. I'll call it a fourth. The third, I'm going to say the food. The food was amazing. I ate a lot of food, y'all. I'll be honest. They eat a lot of chicken, a lot of rice, a lot of fish. Absolutely amazing. I pretty much ate that every day. That was kind of, and we stayed in like 4-star hotels. I'll be honest, 4 or 5-star hotels when we studied abroad there. So I didn't really get to like live and be in the village, but we were able to go to a traditional ceremony. And I'll go ahead and say that that will be my fourth. Now, we were able to go to a village where a traditional ceremony took place, and I'll post some clips of that, where they had drums and dancing and like just so many people a part of the village who were able to like surround us and show us love and just say, hey, you know, thank you for, you know, studying our culture and really being like caring about understanding our culture. And it was just amazing. From the dancing to the music, I even got my name, Amadama. I know some people may watch this and know what that is. A woman born on a Saturday. So they have certain names for your birthday and the day that you were born, whether it's a Monday through Sunday. So fun fact, if you were born on a Saturday like me, it would be Amadama. So that was a great experience, just being immersed in the culture. We did some sewing of kente there, so I was able to actually sew some kente clothing. I'll post a clip of that as well, which if you don't know what kente is, definitely look it up. It's one of the most richest piece of African clothing you can get. It's absolutely beautiful. All the stitching, the patterns, just great quality. So that is kente. I'll go ahead and post that. And then I'm going to go ahead and go with one more, which is number 5. Now, this number 5 is going to probably be the most important to me that I will want you to know, because I think there's a lot of negative connotations about visiting Africa, especially West Africa specifically. I went to Ghana, and I think a lot of the connotations are kind of oh, well, it may not be safe there. It may not be this. It may not be that. So if you do not know, now you know that Ghana is the land of peace. They call it the land of peace for a reason. And I can understand why. And just to kind of elaborate on what that means, it's a very peaceful country. It's one of the most peaceful countries in Africa that you can actually visit. So I would definitely encourage you to do so. I mean, you can be out late at night. I'm not going to say oh, it's just the perfect patty. But for the most part, there's very high moral status there. And though they definitely are really good people. There's expectations there, honestly, we were out very late and I felt so safe. That is probably one of the safest places that I've felt. And that was out of the country for me. I've been to traveling domestically into different states and felt unsafe, and to go to another country and to just feel safe was important to me. And I would say that is exactly what I felt. I think another thing amongst the people, which is why it's maybe the last but the most important for me, and one of my favorite things about visiting Ghana, is the people, in a sense where they are so welcoming and just pure. I feel everybody was just so full of gratitude and just welcoming, and hey, thanks for visiting our country. Just great people all around. Our host family was just amazing. I mean, so courteous, so peaceful, so mannerable, and just helping us understand everything we wanted to understand, but also making sure that we had a great time and a great experience, and answering any questions and making sure we felt comfortable. Just so much love there. It was just so much love there, and so much appreciation and gratitude, and I am forever grateful for that experience. And so I'm always going to encourage people, if you have not been to Africa, I would encourage you to specifically go to West Africa, and specifically to go to Ghana. One of my favorite places by far. So with further ado, those are my top 5 favorite things. I'm probably missing a few, but don't worry. If you have any questions, go ahead and like and subscribe and comment the questions that you have below. And stay tuned. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and hop into some of my snippets from Ghana so you can get some real life experience about what I did there and what it looks like. Make sure you look out for that Cape Coast water, because it's absolutely beautiful. And enjoy.
I want to show you something over there.
says he has a memo behind it. One one, why are you here? Money won't be taken for one, won't be taken. Water. Okay, she says he has a memo.
Okay.